Hello. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. But if you're new here, welcome. I am lulling Lisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, sleep, or just entertainment through ASMR. Hi. Today, I want to ask you a question, and that is, how many times do you think about the Roman Empire in a month, a week, a day? How many times do you think about the Roman Empire? Okay, because there's a thing on TikTok that is saying ask your partner. It's like so for, I don't know, I suppose it's for like a heterosexual relationship. A woman is supposed to ask like her man, how many times do you think about the Roman Empire? Because men apparently think a lot about the Roman Empire. The funny thing is, I'm a woman and I think a lot about it too. Because in my bathroom, I have a poster. It's hung on the wall, and it's like I think there's like 5 Roman coins, and they talk about the different emperors of Rome. But in here, I have some old Roman coins that I wanted to show you first. Oh, you can even see the price on it. My dad got these for me. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. Oh, actually pretty well. Can you see? This one is like stapled in, so I can't really take it out. Then there's this one. Oh, there we go. Wow, that's actually pretty clear. Very nice. I can even take that out. This is some facts. Let's take that out. It's incredible that I'm holding a piece in my hand that is like so old and so tiny. Look at that. And the backside. Incredible. Incredible. Very, very interesting. Maximianus. And then this next one. It's really small, actually. Much smaller in comparison to this one, you can see. See the different sizing? I'll take this one out. Valentinian the second. This is so tiny. There we go. There we go. Much better. And then there we go, the back. Sorry, this one's small, so it's really hard to focus. But those are my 3 Roman coins that I have that are not framed. So I have some that are in a frame in my bathroom. They're really cool. So every time I go to the bathroom, I look at it. So I suppose I think about the Roman Empire quite a lot myself. But truly, the Roman Empire is fascinating. And I'm going to read you, I think, like 20 facts about the Roman Empire. I found it on the site called carpedmtours.com. I believe there's 50 facts, but that's going to take so long to read. And they don't go like 1 to 50. They go like, this one, for example, goes 1 to 20. Oh no, sorry. This one is 1 to 10. And then 12 to 20 is this other person. So they're all different people. And then I think it's going to get 21. It's going to be a different person, which is really nice. I would like to read you all of these 50 facts, but right now, I've already done a few videos and I think I'm just going to be so out of breath to read 50. Okay, how about this? Let's do 25 facts, and if you enjoy this, I will do the last 25 in another video, okay? I think that's really good. So we'll do 25 incredible facts about Rome. I just brought my mic up a little bit so that it's closer to my mouth because I think I wanted to do like whispered facts about Rome. I don't know why. We'll see how it goes. So let's get right into it So let's hear Russ's. I think he has about 10. So, number 1. Rome was the first city in the world to record a population of 1 million. The first census was in the 2nd century BC. This mass of 1 million people came from 3 different continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. The next city in Europe to have a population of this size was Victorian London in the 19th century. Wow, that's really incredible. So in the 2nd century BC until the 19th century, wow. Number 2, there were over 200 amphitheaters in the Roman Empire, but the largest was the Colosseum. The Colosseum was, I believe, called the Flavian Amphitheater. Built in Rome in 80 AD, it took just 8 years to construct the Colosseum. It was originally called the Flavian Amphitheater, and in its prime held up to 85,000 bloodthirsty spectators. Wow. Number 3. And I know that because I remembered that a pretty popular Roman name for a man is Flavio, and for a woman is Flavia. So the Flavian Amphitheater, I just always remember that name. Sorry for itching my head. Number 3. The Colosseum is a nickname given to the stadium long after its use. The earliest mention of the word Colosseum comes from the pen of the Venerable Bede in the 7th century CE with the prophecy. Oh, I know this quote actually. As long as the Colosseum exists, Rome will exist. When the Colosseum falls, Rome will also fall. But when Rome falls, the world will fall too. And then it's the same quote in Latin, but I can't read Latin. So originally the Colosseum was called the Flavian Amphitheater because it was built by the Flavian emperors Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian, though we have it on good authority that a fair few builders helped them. Back in the day, most Romans would have just called it the Emperor's Amphitheater. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And there's a dog barking outside, but maybe you can't hear it. So next, fact number 4. Rome dominated Europe for over 700 years. That's why the fall of the Roman Empire is so significant, because it was like everything and then it just fell. It's really sad, but okay, so Rome dominated Europe for over 700 years, not to mention areas of North Africa and Asia as well. By the end of the Roman Empire, it amounted to just over 2 million miles, and it stretched all the way from Syria over to Scotland. The Emperor Hadrian tried to conquer Scotland but failed. It was extremely cold, and the native people terrified the Romans with their guerrilla tactics. Subsequently, he built a giant wall across the top of England to keep the barbaric scouts out. I didn't know that. I love the Scottish accent, it's just great. Number 5. Rome's birthday is the 21st of April, 753 BC. First mentioned by Varro in the 1st century BC, we know from archaeological evidence that people before that date. What? I think I read that in a weird way, but I don't know what that means. Okay. Nevertheless, the city comes alive on the 21st of April every year. People flock to the historical center in honor of Roman tradition and celebrate Rome's birthday to pay homage to their ancient ancestors. Yes, so Rome is on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. Interesting, I think. What is it, an Aries or a Taurus? I'm having trouble, but yeah, there's always the planes that fly over with the red, white, and green. I feel like I saw that one time when I was in Rome, and it was really cool. Next, fact number 6. The Glauca Maxima is the first complex sewer system in the world, which was located in Rome. Yes. The origins of the Glauca, it's spelled Cloaca, Glauca maxima, go all the way back to the 6th century. However, it wasn't very complex in the beginning. It was an outdoor ditch which helped drain the forum when there were floods. Over time, it was rebuilt and scaled up until it was absorbed sewage from most of the ancient city. Not to residential houses, though, for things like the Emperor's Palace, bathhouses, and public lavatories. Yeah, there's a book called, I believe, 24 Hours in Ancient Rome, which I really want to read. And I feel like I know a little bit about some stuff, but I feel like I heard that ancient Rome was very stinky. Yeah, depending on who you ask, maybe current Rome was a little bit stinky too, I don't know. But I love Rome. Honestly, my favorite city. Rome is, I feel like, a misunderstood city because I feel like you either love Rome or hate Rome. It's pretty interesting. Fact number 7. Rome is the only city in the world that has another country inside it. Nestled on the west bank of the river Tiber, Vatican City is the world's smallest independent state, covering an area of just 44 hectares. The Vatican is governed by the Pope and has a population of just over 800. It also has its own army, its own currency, and its own post office. Interesting, yeah, I've been inside, of course, the Vatican City. Even to places that you can't necessarily go to as like a regular civilian, but it was very interesting. And of course, you don't need your passport to go to this new country. Number 8. Italy is an extremely new country. It was only founded in 1871. When the Italian army took Rome back from the Pope, Italy's first king was Vittorio Emanuele II. Before this, the peninsula was made up of city-states governed by the Pope, Spain, France, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. After Italy's unification, a gigantic monument to Vittorio Emanuele II was erected in the center of Rome called Altar of the Fatherland, also known as Altare della Patria, also known as Il Vittoriano. It's, when you go to Rome, it's that big white building, and then as you're looking at it straight on, the Colosseum is to your left. So, Il Vittoriano, you walk straight down and you get to the Colosseum. That big, beautiful white building. I really love the Altare della Patria, the altar of the fatherland. Number 9. Rome's history can be broken down into 3 periods. The Regal period, which dates from the city's beginnings, the Republic 509 to 27 BC, when Rome was governed by elected officials, the Imperial period, 27 BC to 476 AD, when Rome was ruled by the emperors. They still had a senate, but in comparison to the Republic, the politicians had very little power, and their main role was the administration of the empire. Sorry if it seems like I'm reading these facts a little fast, but sometimes they explain a lot, and I just want to get into more facts. So, next, fact number 10. During the imperial period, which lasted over 500 years, more than 70 emperors ruled. In the year 69 AD, 4 emperors came to the throne. Being the Roman Empire was a dangerous business, but the empire who ruled the longest was in fact the first. Augustus ruled Rome for 44 years and maintained peace for a whopping 30 years, another record for the Roman Empire. Interesting. Now we're moving on to Alex's top facts, but it goes into number 12. Which I don't get it because it skips from 10 to 12. I apologize. Maybe I'll try to throw in an extra fact, but seriously, if I can just show you, it goes from fact number, where am I? Yeah, fact number 10, and then there's a picture, and then it just goes from fact number 12. I don't know. Anyhow, so this is Alex's top facts about Rome. So number 12. Rome had the first legal system known as the 12 Tables. These were first written down in the 5th century BC. By the 3rd century BC, there were many written laws. The Romans can be called the fathers of bureaucracy, as many who live in the modern city of Rome can confirm. 13. The Romans loved a victory, as anyone who has been to Rome knows from the triumphal arches. In Rome, an extravagant parade and a street party that could last for days. In the beginning, triumphs were given to generals and later exclusively to victorious emperors. Triumphal arches. Interesting. Number 14. Ancient Rome was home to the largest stadium ever built in its day, and it isn't the Colosseum. The Romans were obsessed with entertainment, and the most popular was chariot racing. The Circus Maximus was the chariot racing track in Rome. Where was this? Dating back to 6th century BC, far larger than the Colosseum and open to a wider selection of the population, including women. By the 2nd century AD, it estimated that the Circus Maximus could hold 250,000 people on race day. That is a quarter of the population of Rome in one place at one time. That's very interesting. I feel like I knew this, but I don't remember it. Fact number 15. Ancient Rome was a patriarchal society. In fact, women weren't even considered citizens. It doesn't surprise me because we weren't considered citizens for so long. Ridiculous. On the one hand, they were treated like second-class citizens. They couldn't attend political assemblies or vote, and were under the control of their fathers or their husbands. On the other hand, thanks to Roman law, women were in some ways more emancipated than in some cultures today. They could own their own property, inherit money, and divorce. That's pretty interesting. 16. Rome was the first society to have a free grain allowance for its citizens, and not just for the poor. To be eligible... Where am I? Sorry, I lost track. Oh yeah. To be eligible for the grain dole, you had to be a Roman citizen. Records tell us that as many as 200,000 citizens benefited from this. Feeding the city of Rome would become a major problem for the empire, which countries like Sicily, Sardinia, Spain, and Egypt dedicated to growing grain for the city of Rome. Why does it say with countries like Sicily, Sardinia? Were they considered their own countries back in the day? I'm very confused. Fact 17. Julius Caesar, Cesare, was never an emperor. He was a powerful general who would eventually rule as a dictator, which is in brackets emergency leader in times of war. However, he was perhaps the first Roman to have almost sole control of the empire. After his death, he was deified, made into a god. Oh, deified, like a day, un day, a god. His name thereafter would become synonymous with the title of emperor. Later, many emperors used Caesar in their titles. Interesting. I don't think I knew that, honestly. 18. According to tradition, Saint Peter, San Pietro, apostle to Jesus, was executed in Rome by the Emperor Nero in 64 CE. Nero was completely crazy. Nero, you can say, was trying to avert blame for the great fire that destroyed the city in 64 AD. Writers of the time claimed Nero blamed the Christians and executed them in his stadium, which today lies underneath Vatican City. St. Peter's Basilica lies on top of the circus and what is believed to be Peter's final resting place. Yes, so when you go inside San Pietro, the church, underneath you can see this beautiful little place dedicated to San Pietro, which is the apostle of Jesus. It's very interesting. You just feel like so historic and just like you get chills when you're in there. Honestly, the St. Peter's Basilica is like one of the most beautiful places in Rome, and it's free. It's cooler than the Vatican, in my opinion, and it's free. The Vatican Museum, I mean. So 19. The trade in wild animals became big business in Rome. Way before the Romans started watching gladiators, they held wild animal hunts in the Forum. Oh, I hate that. The Circus Maximus, and later in the amphitheaters. Fun fact, the first elephant was displayed in Pompey's theater in 56 BC. The Venationes were a real live animal hunt. People particularly love to see exotic animals coming from far-flung places like lions, tigers, crocodiles, and ostriches. Humans are just messed up. Who would watch that? Okay. 20. The Appian Way was the first paved highway in Europe. constructed in 312 BC from Rome to Capua and later down the end of the boot. It was designed to facilitate the movement of men and goods, originally used by government officials and troops. By the time of Augustus I, in the 1st century AD, a vast road network spread through Italy to North Africa. Now we're dipping into another person's facts, but I promised I would read 25, even though we don't really have 25, but pretend like we do, okay? This website laws count a little. So, 21. Having a luxury tomb became a fashion symbol in ancient Rome. By the 1st century AD, large ornate tombs had started to be built. The Romans spent a fortune on their mausoleums and tombs, which were placed on the side of main roads. Why? They wanted to be remembered, and so their tombs were grand to show off their status and to tell their story to the people that passed by. Like the mausoleum of Cecilia Metella on the Appian Way, the pyramid of Gaius Justius on Via Ostinse, or even grander, the Emperor Hadrian's mausoleum. Fact 22. Rome has been a city of water for over 2,000 years. Early on, the Romans concentrated on bringing fresh water into the city to drink and to bathe. This makes me really thirsty all of a sudden. Ancient Rome boasted more than 2,300 fountains and had numerous public baths. By the 1st century AD, the wealthy could pay for water to be brought to their houses in lead pipes. The Emperor Domitian had huge spurting fountains on the Palatine Hill that would rival those of Las Vegas today. That's really interesting. Yeah, Rome does have a lot of fountains, especially the Nasoni that you can actually drink from, which are, there's your extra fact. You can drink all the water that you see in the city. But I once saw this really crazy lady, not to be mean, but she literally was washing her private parts in the fountain, and I was like, I don't want to drink out of those anymore. Okay, next. Fact 23. Today, the modern city of Rome still supplies water for free to the public. Okay, this is literally getting ahead of me. There are over 2,000 fountains in Rome, grand, elegant ones like the Trevi Fountain, to small drinking fountains known as nasone. Big nose, that's what it means. Are drinking fountains with a pipe that resembles a big nose. They are dotted around the city, and there's even an app to find the nearest water supply. I didn't know about the app, but yeah, I just talked about that on how I saw someone washing their privates in there. But yeah, you can drink from the ones that are a little bit higher up. Okay, next. 24. The Romans were the cleanest civilization in their day. Everyone else had lice. Early on, the Romans realized keeping yourself clean relates to good health. They are the inventors of the modern spa, sana per aquam, health through water, and took their baths seriously. In ancient times, most people used the public toilets and baths because they couldn't afford plumbing at home. The baths were accessible to all members of society, and huge complexes were built with luxurious facilities. I like that. I always thought, like, the idea of, like, being, like, an ancient person and bathing in, like, this beautiful, like, thermal spa would just be so luxurious. But not, I suppose, if you had to share it with so many people and if it just smells like pee all over the place. But yeah. Fact 25. Rome was full of ancient skyscrapers. Rome's image is often aggrandized. We often visualize impressive temples and elaborate villas, but most of the population lived in ancient apartment blocks called insulae that were up to 7 floors high. Unlike today, the conditions on the highest floor were the most cramped and a fire hazard because they were made of wood. There could be as many as 100 to 200 steps to the top of the building. That's a long way down for a trip to the toilet. I just want to see if there's ever an extra fact that I can read you. Oh yeah, there are. Look, there is a fact 51. Okay, I'm going to read you an extra fact because I promised 25, so this is technically fact 51. Next time I'll read you the 26 to 50. So this is your extra fact. The city of Rome has more obelisks than the whole of Egypt. the Roman general Antony were defeated, Egypt became Roman territory. The obelisks were a symbol of power for the Egyptian pharaohs. They represented a ray of sun from the sun god Ra, and were brought to Rome by the emperors to decorate the city and the stadiums. They were even used as timepieces, acting as a huge sundial. Many of the 53 obelisks stolen by the Romans are lost, buried under the modern city, but still today 13 obelisks, large and small, decorate the city. Yeah, I've seen a few of those. They're really, really cool. And that is your 25 facts about the Roman Empire with my bonus little really interesting. Even the backside. Did I show you this? I can't remember. But yeah, super interesting. These little Roman coins. That was a bonus. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video because the Roman Empire fascinates me and we can never learn enough facts about it. So please give it a thumbs up if you want to see part 2 of the 25 facts about the Roman Empire, and that would be 50 facts altogether. So yeah, please let me know. I'm definitely going to send myself this article so I don't forget that we did this together with each other. I often just text myself things that I want to remember, so I'm going to say I read 1 to 25 and 51. Therefore, I remember, so that when we have to do this again, if you want me to do this video again, I have the facts ready to go. But thank you so much for watching, and please let me know if you found any of these facts to be particularly interesting. The fact about Caesar not being an emperor of Rome, I don't know if I knew that, honestly, so that's pretty surprising to me. But yeah, I'll see you next time. If you're going to bed, sweet dreams, and perhaps you'll dream about Rome. Maybe you'll dream that you're a powerful emperor, but hopefully you're a good leader and not like Nero, who burned the city to the ground. Good night, sweet dreams, and I'll see you later.